can meet here, which let's cold. I'm gonna sit next to you in case we can share a screen like that. Be a lot faster. How are you?
Doing well, How are you doing?
You know, with all the shit going on, you're a cool guy, man. You
Yeah?
gotta maintain your. I would just want to give a compliment.
Thank you.
Like every day you're in a meeting, you're very calm, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't turn on the camera. That's the only thing I gonna hook up to you about.
No, I don't turn. I mean, I'll turn it on for some meetings. It just depends.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's okay. At least you're consistent with that ghost
The
thing.
ghost, it is consistent. People know. People see the ghost. They know it's me.
Exactly. Actually, that's better. They don't need a name. They know it's you.
Exactly.
It's your brand.
100%.
How about that?
Oh yeah, I like that.
You like that?
I do like that.
Okay, just be consistent. That's when you have a tenure here, you know. Okay, I have some. I'm starting to put in things together now. Okay, the first thing I just kind of provide you in the security incident response in the plan, the 002. I need to rewrite that. Okay, which you said was okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it. There's a lot of feedback from legal, a lot of feedback from Andrew, from Janet. So I had to do that on the weekend and clean it up, put it in. I can't do it. I don't have time now.
Do whatever you want with it. I didn't write it in the first place.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I added snippets here and there, but that was written by someone else who
No
used
problem.
to be here.
I'm empowered to do it.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
100%.
which I'm good. The second question I have, and you may not be aware of this, I'm going to bring this up because this came from legal, okay? Let me just get my document. I wish I had like 20 more minutes to prepare, but just with you. Okay. Give me a second. Let me pull it out. Okay, here's the TLDR. Legal shared with me a recent case. Some company got fined because that company, R&R Donnelly, maybe you know about this, did not show appropriate documentation with a managed MDR,
Detection and response?
exactly,
MDR, yeah.
MDR. So I think we have this already, but I want to find out if there's any documentation. And the three things they found is failing to establish a framework for how the MSSP should prioritize escalate alert to RRD. RRD is, the company. Mm-hmm. MSSP is the detection, I think. And I think we have that, right? It's somewhere in the contract or something.
With
right?
them, yeah. I can have VD pull it up.
Yeah.
We have it where they wait a minute, let me read the line. So fail to appropriately oversee and audit its MSSP.
I want to give you this slide. Let's look at my slide, this slide here.
Yeah.
There.
Fail to appropriately oversee and audit its
That's the
MSSP,
company.
including by failing to establish a framework for how the MSSP should prioritize and escalate alerts to RRD. Establish clear roles and responsibilities, workflow, and prioritization for internal alert review and incident response. RRD did not have effective internal procedures to ensure relevant information regarding cybersecurity alerts and incidents were reported to the appropriate internal decision makers. Okay.
I know we have all this. You must know this for sure.
I do. I mean, the MDR again, right? It's very new for us right now. So
Yeah.
these are things that we are working to define more. But like in my mind, it's there.
I think so too.
Yeah. But we don't have an MSSP. We have a.
What's the MSSP stand for? I forgot.
Managed Security Service Provider.
Correct.
So it's a little bit different than the MDR because MSSP, in my mind, is more on the lines of they are outsourcing almost all of cybersecurity, right? We're just outsourcing a slice of
detection.
Cybersecurity. Yeah. Well, 24/7 monitoring and detection.
Okay. So that is not really applicable to ours. Is that what you're saying? So slightly.
I mean, I would say it is.
In your opinion.
I mean, like, I think regardless, right, these things, like,
Yeah.
if these need to be clearly established so that we can cover these no matter what, we can definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it is just a little different. And this, if I'm remembering correctly, is RRD the one where it seemed, was it the case of the SEC filing from where the company was struck, I think, by ransomware, and
that's the second thing.
The MSSP or the MDR, whoever it was, this provider,
Yes.
was notifying them, but they were not responding to it.
You think so? Okay.
I think this was the case. I remember reading something about this. Maybe it's not this case in particular, but I know there was an SEC finding associated where there was a material security event.
Yeah.
And the finding detailed that the monitoring detection systems, whether it be the MSSP or the MDR, whoever it was alerting stakeholders or alerting people in the company that would have prevented for the cybersecurity, the material security event from being so bad, but they like ignored it or whatever the details are, they didn't respond to it.
Okay, so that was the problem.
I believe that was this case. But regardless, we can get all these things in place if we need
And who
to.
has some of these information? Media, or who has all these documents?
So this one, RAD failed to appropriately oversee and audit its MSSP, including by failing to establish a framework for how MSSP should prioritize and escalate alerts to. So that is part of our, I mean, these are very specific findings by the SEC.
And no, I want to make sure we covered it in the new procedure.
So we can cover this. So like this right here, right, I would say we can cover in a overall life cycle of security review process as it pertains to the MDR.
Okay.
So what we have every Friday right now is we have a security threat review, which is like reviewing our own events internally. We haven't morphed that yet into reviewing the MDR's findings, and that's where it needs to morph into.
Okay. Okay, what about the second one? This one we have already, right? And this
it's very clear roles and responsibilities in terms of the different areas that they will be covering, and the kind of, we have that document in terms of responsibility, in terms of response.
Where is that located? Is that in the contract? Or
that's the RPAM, right?
RPAM?
I think so. I think there might be more legal terms around our contracts that we have with them.
Yeah.
I would talk to VD on getting these contracts because they're in Aptus, and I don't have access to Aptus.
What's Aptus?
It's like our contracting system, something like that.
APPTUS.
APPTUS. APPTUS. Aptus. Yeah. According to apples.
What? What the fuck? Okay, sorry. One more time.
Aptus. APPTUS.
Don't correct this time. Okay, good. Okay. So that detail is in the contract system, Aptus.
Those details, we can double check if they're in there or not.
Okay.
And it should be in there.
Okay. And what about third one, your opinion? We should have that too, right? That should be there too, right?
RRD did not have effective internal procedures to ensure relevant information regarding cybersecurity. No, we have this because
we have that, right? I know
we
that.
We have email alerts that come to us. We also have a Slack channel for escalations. We have a channel for general alerts, and then we also have a channel for verifications.
That's great. Where is this information located? So I know. I mean, they're documented somewhere?
No, it's not documented anywhere. That's something I need to document.
I'm going to give you AI to do that, okay? Sorry to give you AI, okay?
No, you're good. I mean, these are the things that Andrew was also looking for as well that need to be documented. MDR is still new, right? Like, these are things in terms of, again, roles and responsibilities, channels for notifications, channels for communication need to be outlined or established. Like they're established, it's just not documented anywhere.
How are they established? Verbally?
Slack, email.
Okay.
Right, so like these lines of communication are established. Mm-hmm. It's just having it in a consolidated, in a process document or in a document to clearly define.
Is that something the amateur team can do better than you?
No, it's more because it's more on our side to formalize the process of us having an MDR, right? And how are we handling what is coming from the MDR?
So you have to do that.
This is a document that I will probably start.
You start, I own.
Perfect.
Good?
Yep.
Good deal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's more efficient that way.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start owning your stuff. I think that's too.
There's a lot of transfer that is happening.
Yeah, we're going to do it slowly. Yeah. I should make sure that's my goal too.
Yeah,
right?
because a lot of my work is just embedded in what I've been doing, right?
Yeah.
It needs to be cherry picked out.
Yeah, okay. And you make the cost, we make, okay?
Yep.
And me. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. That will take it this. And because NOAA wants me to incorporate this somehow into the policy 002, which I don't know if that makes sense, right? Maybe she doesn't know all the info yet, but the reason I'm talking to you is to make sure at least I have these documents, things like that, and I can make a recommendation. It doesn't.
To me, it's almost like two different documents.
Exactly.
Right, because like that 002 is like how we define incident response at Grail for security,
correct.
Right? And we have another document that defines how MDR plays a role within our environment.
Yep.
And the incident response document itself maybe just references that.
Exactly.
Document.
That's what I'm thinking too. That was my thing I want to talk to you about. And
that's my thought process on it.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Essentially, like for incident response, right, a big piece of it is like, okay, how are we detecting things? How are things coming to us, right? I think it defines how we receive alerts or threats is like one from our systems, another one from email, some from Slack, and then the other one would be from our MDR.
Yeah.
Which would detail how we get those.
And that document doesn't exist right now. Is that correct?
Not the MDR one.
Not
no.
the MD1.
Not the MDR one, but of course 0002 exists.
Yeah.
And it says alerting mechanisms.
Is that something I have to start, or you can start? Who thinks better to start?
I can start the MDR one
Okay,
because
you
I think
start.
I have the most domain knowledge on it right
Got
now.
it. Okay.
I can start it, and then of course I can hand it off to you. And
Yep.
you can work with technical writer, so you can think about the different.
Okay,
sections
okay,
that
you
I
start
do.
it. You do a breakdown.
Yeah. I do
Okay,
it.
you start. Okay, do that. Okay, that take care of the legal perspective. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just have one more thing I think I want to check with you. Okay, let me pull something up. Pull something up. Tickets. Okay, Amateur has 68 detection playbook. You know about that,
So
right?
so each detection has an aligned playbook.
No, let me give you the context
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you can correct me. This, let me tell you my understanding, okay? So they have this doc here,
Mhm.
the use case definition. You've seen this, right?
Mhm.
And this is what is covered for grill only. So what that means, this was hard to read, so I break it down. So basically, it covers all the network, all the OPA, all this stuff here, all that stuff here, right? And this looks like far exceed the 20 we have in the conference.
By
Agree?
far.
By far.
In terms of playbooks, I mean, we have around 300 detections in general, but
300 detection in general?
yeah, from Panther.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah.
We're 300, huh?
Let me reset this. Yeah, so if I go to detections, we technically have, okay, so 209 detections enabled. We have a total of 351. We have 209 that are enabled. So it's really, I guess, really 209.
Okay, 210. So does this cover everything that we have?
Yes, those cover a lot of what it's in here, right? So there is
Okay.
overlap.
Okay.
So there's overlap.
There's overlap. So what they have here, can we consider 100% of our use cases, or this is still not sufficient enough?
So I don't think it will ever be 100%.
Okay,
Right?
fine.
Fair enough, right?
Fair
I
enough.
think we can say we have maybe 100% baseline,
Okay.
general security rules in place that every company for the most part should have there,
Mhm,
right?
mhm, mhm.
And then of course, you have your baseline, and then we have our advances as we progress as a company and as the threat landscape also progresses.
Now, you mentioned about the 20% that's missing. So how's that correlate to this then? 20% in the Confluence. That you may say we're missing the playbook in the Confluence.
I was saying that
20% is missing. Should I just drop that 20%?
I would drop that 20%. I don't remember. That might have been an arbitrary number I pulled, or
Yeah, you pulled it.
Probably a rough estimation.
I
pulled
asked
in my
you. You
mind,
say
yeah.
was your seat feeling, your gut feeling.
Yeah, it was
And
my
I
gut
asked you
feeling,
last
yeah.
week. You say 20%.
Yeah.
So based on this, I should not even say that 20% to Abby then, because he's thinking about that, about the missing playbook, things like that. But based on this, I saw this last week. Like we have everything then, right?
Right. Yes and no. Right. So these detections, and then of course their corresponding playbooks. Right. It doesn't cover it doesn't cover generic like ransomware playbooks for us. Right.
Yeah. It doesn't cover.
It doesn't cover like bigger types of incidents that maybe are fed from one of these detections or from how they respond to one of these, but bigger overarching playbooks that we have are not potentially there. I think we have a ransomware playbook, but it probably needs to be expanded on and
Correct.
could be linked to these detections or could link to other things.
Correct.
I think there's more generic and bigger or broader playbooks that would potentially be needed. Of course, you can't cover for every single use case in the world,
Yeah.
but you can at least have a general template of what to follow, and of course you have to use your own intuition as you're going through an incident in tandem with the playbook to make certain decisions.
So one thinking I was thinking a couple of days using the NIST framework as what are the most major playbook that they should have as a baseline. Do you think that makes sense?
Yeah.
Then we can do a cross-reference. Okay, ransomware is one of them.
Yeah.
We had that.
Yeah.
And they mentioned XYZ. Then we may not have that. I don't know. I need to run it by you.
Mm-hmm.
I just started thinking a couple of days ago. I haven't got the whole list yet. So that would be a framework to follow per NIST.
I would say so.
Does that make sense?
I want we try that. Yeah.
That was
yeah.
my thinking.
Yeah.
I want to run it by you.
I mean, like, I would still say we establish a baseline of detections and playbooks that every single company has.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't know. I mean, I'd also would ask what your experience is in this area when it came to playbooks. Like, when you're working at Google, how many different, hundreds of playbooks?
No. One thing is, we always learn that we add playbooks.
Right.
Right?
You constantly add.
It's evolving.
Right. It's
There's no ending.
It's a life cycle.
It's a life cycle.
Yeah.
It's a life cycle. But there's a generic base set that we have. Data loss. That's a playbook.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Right. You have something for data loss.
Yeah.
You have something for ransomware.
Yes.
You have something for malware identified. Right?
Correct.
Crypto miner. Things like that.
Things like that. Those
Yeah.
are generic. So the key is to understand, identify those baseline generic. I'm trying to get that in. Okay, these ransomware, but are there others like data loss, all these things here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is what I'm trying to figure it out right now.
I see. Okay.
Would that be a good approach?
I think so.
That
Yeah.
makes sense?
Yeah.
Like I think you pointed out, okay, ransomware, we need to have that. And the ransomware, we have the Confluent, it's very weak right now.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
And that particular ransomware does a map with Armature. There's nothing about ransomware in their mitigation, in their playbooks, correct?
Right. Well, I mean, because like ransomware is such like a
Big thing.
There's also it's also broad, right? So many little pieces potentially have to go wrong for
Mhm.
ransomware to happen, right? It could be just one piece that happens and then it leads to ransomware, but generally, I would say it's going to be a collection of detections,
Mm.
right? Like maybe phishing,
Yeah,
malware identified, or anomalous logins identified.
yeah,
And then you would see, okay, a high volume of data being sent to XYZ location, right? I think you see an amalgamation of different detections that might have corresponding playbooks that then would have led to ransomware. I mean, like, once you hit ransomware, you're just hoping it hasn't spread so far.
Mhm.
But all the steps and the attack path that came to that happening initially
yeah.
is an amalgamation of a lot of different monitoring detection, a lot of different signals.
So initially, it may not be ransomware. It just gradually material to a ransomware, like you say. That's possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't hit a ransomware in my career.
I haven't either.
We don't want to.
I think Avi has a couple times, so
Yes.
he would be someone to talk to about that.
He has,
Yes,
he has.
Yeah.
And he mentioned the major vector is phishing.
Yeah.
The
Well,
comes in and comes phishing.
of course, phishing is the number one vector in every company. Our phishing protections here are, I mean, it's as good as a lot of companies, I would say. It depends. A lot of them are based on the product, and then generally your response is more important when it comes to phishing. Because you're going to have to assume phishing is going to come through no matter what. You're not going to block all of it. You just want to have additional guardrails or defense in depth. So like, okay, someone fell for phishing.
Yeah.
They entered their credentials here. Do we have MFA enabled for this person so that they can't be phished further or their account actually can't be logged into? Okay, is there a potential for an MFA attack to where they could steal their MFA token so then they can bypass their MFA? Is there a way to bypass MFA? Okay, this person's account was fully compromised, but do we have CrowdStrike that's maybe be able to identify and quarantine that activity before it spreads to other devices, right? I mean, there's so many different layers that
Capabilities.
should be in place, your defense in depth that should be available before ransomware hits, right?
Correct.
And that's why also that defense in depth, each piece of that there should be a detection that is monitoring for it and lets you know, and then should ideally link everything together so that before you hit ransomware, you might be able to see you're about 3 detections away until a ransomware event happens.
Okay.
But that's something in and of itself. That's something different. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's
Yeah.
all about defense in depth, detections at each stage, protections at each stage to make it more difficult or make it impossible before you hit that end piece.
Correct. Okay, so got it. So I need to drop the 20% thing that you mentioned to me.
I would drop that.
Drop
yeah.
that, forget that, right? And the takeaway is, for each of these 68 amateur, they have the mitigation step because you showed me that little spreadsheet, right?
They have their response. They have the response that they can take to something.
And what is this one here? Okay, because this one here is
The RPAM.
the RPAN.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same response that they will take, or that's a different thing?
Right there. That's it right there.
Yeah, right there. This one you did, or they did. They
We
reviewed.
worked on it together.
You work out together.
Yep.
And is this response? Is this a mitigate action they will do?
These are the response actions that they are enabled to take, right?
Mhm.
Now, of course, not every single one of these actions maps to every single detection in there, right? This can become a blanket of like, these are all the things that we have at our disposal
Right.
to execute on, no matter what the source is, right? Like one of them is like quarantine a laptop in CrowdStrike, right?
Right.
Like, they might have an indicator for someone's laptop having malware on it, right?
Mhm,
So they'll go quarantine the laptop.
Mhm.
They might not just quarantine the laptop, they might also identify the user that's associated with the laptop,
Mhm.
and now they're going to go reset or
Mhm.
sign out from Okta. Or maybe they're going to lock down or suspend their Okta temporarily until they can confirm that the malware wasn't able to spread to maybe their browser on their machine and also steal credentials.
Okay.
So these are all the options that they can take based off of their analysts reviewing the events and being able to try to mitigate or try to respond to it.
Okay, so it's not one-to-one mapping to those use cases.
No, not one-to-one. I imagine in those use cases, there are general guidance of like, okay, if you see XYZ, then you can take one of these actions. Or if you see ZYX, this is one of the actions that are available to you. But at the end of the day, right, there's only so much that somebody can actively do before they might need to take a myriad of steps to try to prevent something.
Okay, so they have all the tools and information for them to make that decision, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
They have the personnel, they have the tools, they have playbooks in place, like automated playbooks in place to, if you see, because if you see the most critical alert that comes through, you can pretty much say like, okay, we see this, no matter what, we're gonna do Y, right? You see that somebody's machine has malware on it, instantly we're gonna quarantine it in CrowdStrike.
When you say automation, does that all happen right away, or the analysts need to? I'm going to get a demo on the tools Friday.
It depends. It depends from armature, right? I mean, to my understanding, they have their SOAR, right, and then they also have their SIM platform. Their SIM platform has detections in it, and then their SOAR also has some detections in it itself. That is working off of the data that is in the SIM. It just depends on their own mappings on the back end. Like, what is their full response to seeing XYZ
Have they given you a
event?
demo about that one?
No, they haven't done a full breakdown of every single one of their response automations. But again, they're in place and they're all based off of what they can do here.
Got it.
Yeah.
I
know what tool they're using as well, which is a very popular SOAR tool, which is Tines.
Okay.
Tines, Tines.
Okay, got it. Okay. Is there anything they need from us right now at the stage other than getting the SOW signed?
It's all about SOW, and then also expanding. So for the paid POC, right, they were just working from an analyst perspective. They weren't working from a response perspective. I have credentials ready for them to gain access to do these things. It's just once we get the SW, whatever. Once we get the contract signed, then we can actually give them the credentials to take the actions as necessary.
As of right now, what action did I just heard that they just made a recommendation, but they don't do anything. Is that correct?
Correct. They don't do anything.
And if they don't do anything, those cases or those alerts are still sitting there. So who's taking care of them right now?
I take a look at them. I key in with it. Nothing to me has
raised your concern.
Exactly.
So noises.
I wouldn't say noise. Yes, there's definitely, they have the recommended remediation they would take for something, but it's based off detections that have already blocked something, and not necessarily something that's gone as far as to, we know that somebody's maliciously in our environment.
Do they sit there until they're closed, or you have to close them? Do they just fill out in the queue then, if they're in the dashboard? Let's see.
I mean, you go in the dashboard and you can see them. Yeah, right now they're built into the queue.
Oh, okay. How much? Here it is. Okay, so these are all the incidents right here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Insight's better, right?
I go to Insights.
I go to Insight. I learned something from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the biggest thing to me, and there's one escalate here because I responded to it.
Yeah.
Biggest thing that I've been looking for when this has been zero this whole entire time, is what has been escalated to us. What we need to take action immediately right now. If you click on this too, you'll see what they are.
I'll do it. Muscle memory.
Yeah.
Got it.
So one is already resolved, and this one, if you can click on them, I can show you what it is. So if you scroll down, it has to deal with Strata.
Oh, that's your comment there.
Yep.
So you're on top of it, Ryan.
I need to be more on top of it, but again, I also am split across.
I know. I'm trying to slowly take you a little bit, free you a little bit.
Yeah. So as much as you want to go and see events in here and respond to them,
yeah,
you have full reign to do all that. You have access to this platform. If you want to go through all of their things that they have waiting for admin in, again, a lot of them. Yes, they're noise, but there's key pieces of validating with an end user.
Yeah, I need to know everything basically. I don't want to just ignore the noise. Noise is important too, right? Because then I can make a recommendation. How do we reduce the noise?
Right.
So I don't.
Well, that's also where a lot of their things that are waiting for admin, they say they have the recommended approach. And what their recommended approach or what they would do, a lot of it is like, okay, we would add, say, this email to this block list, or say we would add this IP to this block list, right? Again, the things that I've been paying attention to just with my limited bandwidth is, are we actively being attacked, and do we have an active threat actor within our environment? No, we don't have anything as of right now based off of what they provided to us.
Okay, so eventually what's going to happen to these three? Eventually, will they eventually get closed? Or what's the expectation right now once they get access, once they can do something to it?
Well, so these will always stay here, right? So that's total, alerts automatically resolved, required analyst review.
That one will be stayed fine.
So user verification prompted, that'll generate more, because that's where they will then have a Slack. They have a Slack, so they're in our Slack, and there is a Slack bot. That Slack bot will reach out to an end user that's not us to verify certain activity. Like, say they see somebody signed in for maybe a suspicious location, they will send them a Slack message to confirm, like, was this you?
Is that automated?
That's automated. It's all set up. It's just not ready to launch because
That's SOW.
Wait on the SOW, and so we can fully move to prod, and also communication to the company so that they can actually send those Slacks, right? So if they just start sending Slacks today, people are going to be
what
like,
the hell is this?
Exactly.
Okay, that plan, how should that be? So I guess I can do that, right? And to kind of communicate that to the proper stakeholders. How do you want to do that? You want me to help you with that, or what?
Have you met? Because my thought on this was to do it through the rundown.
Yeah, tell me. I don't know. I'm going to follow you on these on the process.
What is? I think the person's name. She's in the office. Her name's Tina. I want to say it's Tina from the comms team who manages the rundown. So we're probably too late to hit it this week, but for next week, because again, probably gonna be pushed out another week before we get the sign, right? But Tina.
Rundown is the email, right? That goes
out. The email
out?
that comes out. Yeah, it's this person right here, Tina. She runs the rundown. If you send her an email saying I want to add something to it,
okay,
we'll be able to add a snippet that we provide to her. They'll vet it and they'll add it in.
Do I need to contact individual person so they're not, in case they don't see that rundown email, or that's too much workload?
We can't contact every single person.
How many we have there?
What, every person in the company?
No. In terms of communication, who needs to be aware of this? In terms of
everybody. Okay. Right. So that's why we put in the rundown.
Got it.
Let people know, and then of course, no matter what, when it starts to happen, people are going to reach out. They're going to ask like security.
Don't forget.
Because so the thing is that the bot says security bot. Let's see if I can find it. It's in these channels for escalation. You're in here, right? No, you're not. Let me add you. Sorry. Okay. Continue. Danny. But if we go to integrations, security bot. So it's called Grail Security Bot, Grail Security Team Response Bot. So it doesn't say Armature, it doesn't say anything else, it just says security bot. So people are still going to reach out about it, but they'll reach out to security and be like, what is this? And we'll say, like, oh, it's this. It was in the rundown, blah, 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 blah. Right? It doesn't need to say Armature, it just needs to say, hey, our security bot is reaching out to you to verify something.
And it could be anything.
It could be...
Can you give me an example? Like,
go to your detections.
Here?
The ones that our Armature was showing.
Oh, the playbook?
68, yeah, the playbooks.
Okay.
So like they're most likely going to be ones like alerts in AWS. If there is like a certain action that happened in AWS, they want to verify with the end user that they took that action.
Oh, I know that. I remember that. There was one playbook say you attach file, you send it by Google Workspace, things like that. It was one of the playbook there.
So, and then yes, exactly. So there's that one, then there's also the Google Drive downloads one. They can go and verify with the end user, did you download these files?
Yeah, I know. I read that escalation. Yeah,
exactly.
I remember. Okay, got it. I'm not going to make a connection. Because that was one action Armature would do. They will contact the person.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, so in the Google Drive downloads one, the one that we've had internally is more on the insider threat perspective and less on what Armature's perspective is on it. Armature's perspective on it is more on the side of, okay, was this person's account compromised and did they start downloading files? Our perspective has always been, it's always been one that I'm trying to move away from because people download things with Google Drive. People do that all the time.
Right.
It's part of the functionality within Google Drive.
Right.
Just because somebody downloads files doesn't mean they're downloaded them to exfiltrate them.
Right.
One thing that's more important to indicate, and we're getting this with Code 42, which you'll also be introduced with because this will be a big piece of incident response with the legal team as well. It will identify if somebody downloaded files from Google Drive and then say they uploaded it to Box, or say they uploaded it to some other service.
That detection is not there yet.
That's not there. That upload component is what's missing.
What about I download something, I send an email to somebody else? How about that one? That one's there, I think, right?
Yes and no. Email's its own beast. It's hard to determine, okay, is somebody sending an email that is a valid email to be sent to somebody else or not, right? Pretty much, if someone downloads something from Google Drive and they upload it to another sharing platform, we instantly know that we use Google Drive. You shouldn't be using another sharing platform, right?
Correct.
If you download an email and you send it to, if you download a file and send it via email to somebody else, it's hard for us to determine were you supposed to send that or not. Are the files that you sent, are they sensitive enough to where we care about it? Is it personal files, right? I can send stuff to my personal email.
Yes, HR benefits.
HR benefits, my W-2.
That's okay.
Exactly, right? So that's where like those lines are kind of divided. Code 42, that's where they come into place. They will analyze all of that for us, and they will let us know if there is a high risk for an indicator of insider threat associated with data exfiltration.
Got it. Code 42, huh?
Code 42. That's where our gap has been there. I've been asking for Code 42 for about 2 years now. We're finally getting it, and it's going to be in place.
Awesome, man. Awesome. There's so many vulnerabilities that you've been pushing for. It probably drive you crazy, huh?
Oh yeah, it's driving me crazy. Because again, right, there's like a lot of these events that I responded to when it came to Google Drive downloads. Like, it's been like the downloads to me don't mean anything. I only care when someone downloads something and then they move it somewhere else. Yeah.
Downloads to your core computer, laptop. So what?
Exactly.
So what?
Exactly. It's been a focus for quite some time, and we're finally going to move it into the other direction because now we have that visibility that we need to say, like, I don't care about downloads. I care about you downloading and then doing something.
Did Abby help with that? I'm just curious. Did Abby's kind of move the needle when he came in?
No, it was with Alex. We've been
Alex, okay.
With Alex, but it's part of the NIST stuff that we're doing with Andrew.
Yeah.
Insider threat is one of the findings from our recent maturity score. And not having appropriate tooling. I see. And that's where the push came from. Like, okay, we have to go get a tool to acquire. We have to go get a tool to actually cover this area.
Do you have a section on the NIST, Alex, on our incident management scoring module? There must be a score on incident management, which Andrew probably has, right?
You have to ask Andrew for
it. Yeah, how is that section? Right?
Yeah, you have to ask Andrew for it for sure.
Okay. I think that's all I have, Ryan.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, of course.
I try to make it efficient, and I'll send you to AI.
Yeah.
How do you send your email? So you remember?
Bring it. You can send it via email, or what you can do when we have our Tiger Team meeting, you also message VD, be like, hey, talk to Ryan about this. Can you create a ticket for him to do this?
Oh, so she will create a ticket?
She can create a ticket. You can create the ticket if you want, or you can bring it up in the Tiger Team meeting.
I'll create a ticket. It's a good thing for learn the tickets. I haven't done it.
Also send the ticket to VD because it'll be part of the Tiger Team work that we're doing.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.